Hello, the real Slash. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Let me know if my mic audio is as well. But oh my arms, it is the first stream with this mic. Feels like my thing is the music is probably competing. It's the audio balance. It is pretty loud as well. How is it now? Could be better. Did I check that before I start the stream? Better, thanks. Yeah, man, it is coming along. Do pretty much like how it is. We're almost finished. Almost finished. Next week I'll be like contacting somebody to get 3D models for it, because this game is inspired off of one of the comics we've covered on the channel, as you see in the like bottom corner, left corner here. So you can just switch up. Jeez, I accidentally ended it. So you can switch between the two characters from the comic. So I just want to get like models, well, character models in the likeness of the character for this top-down style. This objective is to get this elevator working. So I'll probably destroy this here. What this one? That should be good audio levels there. See where And also want to do like pop-ups on the screen so you'll know what your next like objective. Right. So we need to get the logic going where it tells it. So once this pillar and this pillar is destroyed, it should tell it to go up. Tell it that the main elevator could start. What thing is though? I need pink pillar. Trying to visualize it in my head. So I need pink's pillar. Pink's pillar and flame's pillar destroyed. Let the wave system know that they are destroyed. The wave system could then tell the elevator to activate. So I need to use the same check system that I did at the bottom. This one is a bit. I don't know, because if I use the same reference, what is this? Process. Yeah, if I use the same reference that I did, yeah, so I just need to use one. What I have to use? I know what I have to use. This is the same. I need to use what I use here. So, yeah, just let's use a general check. Leave check. This is so that the elevator knows it could go up. There's one wave spawn in here. First person mode shooter? No. Top down shooter. Top down shooter. Yeah, I think he's saying first person shooter. I do not top down shooter partner. Alright, good. Alright, big chillin'. Doing some coming close to finishing this. What I'm doing right now, I really just have I finished like everything here. So like all of this here is working. It hasn't break on me. And it's I don't think it will break on me. And if we go according to Remnant accidentally leak crucial information. Okay, pull up our map. Our first big concept art map really quickly. Pulling up our big game document. Pulling up a big game document. A big game design document. How much pages? I reached for 17 pages, and I think most of it is just pictures. Yeah, most of it is pictures. Most of it is pictures. But pulling up the game design document, we have so this area. So this area tutorial stuff, walkthrough the abilities, that is here. So that is this section from this here point to that point. This is the first section. That done. Then yeah, this section first basic wave enemies that done, stronger enemies that done, mini boss wave. We ain't doing that again, guys. When you just brainstorming, we ain't doing that again. You have to defeat them while the thing's spinning around. We had how many bosses here? Chill section, small waves. Yeah, that is this area here. Not much going on here. You just like destroy the stuff, destroy the gen fields, and then final boss battle. We ain't had that. See, my brightness looks so weird on mine. Screen has been. I've had contrast. I get how to say colors on the screen now. For the stream. Does it look like my computer's in night light mode? I like it. Yeah, looking at it from stream, it looks like my computer is in like night light mode. I don't know what went on. I was trying to fix that because I just use Opera and my like Gmail was in perpetual dark mode and it was getting really annoying because it was messing up images. It was like inverting the color for images and it was like vexing me for a while. And I was digging up on Windows trying to fix it, and I think I finally fixed it. But I think like the usual stuff, fix one thing, break another. It looking like the stream output is in it's not as bright as it should be. Notice about playing Destiny the other day that my the HDR for the stream, the HDR for like my screen has just been off. Like my whites have not been as white as it should be. Hey, I think I fixed the problem. See? Oh, and he was rather ramble. I think that fixed it. Yeah, HDR mode. See, now my color is back. HDR mode was on. That's what it was. The HDR mode was on. That's it, guys. That's all it was. Because I'm looking at your stream and I'm like, why is my document looking so gray, so brown? Yeah, see, that make a big difference. And like here, it's such a huge difference. Hey, back to our big game dev section. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, HDR mode was on. I didn't realize it was in. I mean, I was too tired to really care about it the other night when I was playing. Like, had a long day. And I just switched on Destiny. I was like, my colors ain't looking as. My black's ain't looking how it should, and my white's not looking how it should, but I was too tired to care. I just wanted to play some game. Why should before my brain shut down? Yeah, just I keep pressing stuff. We got a stream deck, so now we can be like fancy with the streams and have all the buttons on the stream deck without having to stretch across and bring OBS across and press things. But yeah, let's stop my ramble. Back to what we was looking at. I have this done. Everything is basically done. You just connected the framework. Because I mean, like, it's almost a year now since I've been tinkering away at this. And it's funny, I told myself last year, October, yeah, we'll get it out by December. The biggest lie I tell myself. Big lie. See, I'm a forest looking as green as it should. Grass going, everything looking nice. But yeah, so this is the whole like objective, because just inspired just basing it off of the comic, is to get to the top and destroy the reactor. My take on it is just that you get in so they had this reactor in the comic to blow up. This reactor thing in the comic to blow up, where the wife of the duo was the one who destroyed it. They got to the top and she destroyed it and they shut down all the robots and everything. Me now, on the other hand, I don't really know how to like do it where the guy gets shot and he can't continue the mission and everything and the wife have to finish it. Instead, you're playing as both the husband and the wife. It's as easier for me to do with my adaptation of it. Instead, you just play the whole thing as husband and wife. And I was thinking to put enemies up here, but that's too much stress. That is way too much stress. Because it's already stressed to get enemies to spawn properly on a big field ground level. To try to squeeze enemies up here is problems. So what I decide, like the end game objective of it is you have to destroy one of each. Now, why would you have to destroy these two pillars before you could get the elevator activated to go all the way up? Why would the enemies color code their like reactor pillars or whatnot? I mean, pink for Pinkspade and red for Flameshot. I don't know. The enemies decide to do it. I just do it as as they were programmed. So yeah, red for Flameshot, pink for Pinkspade, and the enemies that spawn on these platforms could only be damaged by one or the other. So here, Come here.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
So all the enemies are red on this platform, and they could only be damaged by Flameshot. And we add in where the AI actually, well, my AI actually smart. So your teammates could actually take out well, the AI you're not controlling could actually take out the sentries. I am gonna swap the sentries character models from those zombie looking things that show like a robot pack that I found on Unreal. Now my goal tonight, we are taking it slow because we've been working a lot of extra hours for delivery with like day job. So I just gonna do like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, here when we was doing, I don't know if it's a level. When we was doing Fortnite, I was going back to my live stream, said 5 hours I was to stream. A Fortnite game. So now that the enemies are dead, when you destroy the pillar, that have to change to tell you is to either go left or go to the right side. Oh, not night. I just realized how long we was on the Fortnite game. How long we was actually up and on how long we were actually used to stream. I was streaming and you were there for like a good majority of it. I'm gonna do our next Fortnite. I wanna do our next Fortnite game. After I finish this one, I told myself I'm not committing to anything else until I am done with this. I don't want to be like one of those games that start projects and never finish it. I want to fully finish this, put it on itch, and then go on to the Fortnite game. Archive the source code for this, create it on the website, and then go. And I am like map wise, I'm not adding anymore. Nothing else is being added to the map. The map is locked. Map is done. The game logic is done. Everything up to here is done. Right now, it's just figuring out the logic here. So I need A and B, and the A and B to tell here that they could activate. Hey, thank you very much for today. Let me get hard references. Traditional colors. Let's set if a number is less than or equal to yeah, I can spell integer. Yeah. Somebody's like integer value. Thank you, good friend. That's how I spell it, just two. Integer is integer. Turger, not turger. Good night, realistic Christian RPG gamers. Hope you had a great week. Integer. Okay. If when you check and this value is equal to 0 is equal to 0, true, then we activate final elevator. If false, then we take this number minus, we decrement the number and we set it to this. That's it at that, and then we call check. And we call check again. Yeah. Oh, it's a week. I had a good week. That does not look like it was sporadic. So check number of reactor satellites 0. Branch. If true, activate. If not, minus the number, set the number, and check again. Right. And this here should just tell us yes or no. So, therefore, this should be added. So, in these now, should I just modify a gen field check? Yeah, why didn't I do that? Yeah. Hey, I could just modify a gen field check. Yeah, why didn't I do that? Look at child. Yeah, could a child with a gen field check? Yeah, so instead of, what me say? In case this, you check in, number set your number so that is 0. It is all kind of complicated. This and that, so just put this in. That's it. Put that there. Actually got some cool stuff. Sweet. Got a mic arm, a new mic arm, so I think you hear me well. Yeah, I think you hear me from my actual XLR mic this week, not my headset mic. And I got a stream deck, one of those Elgato stream decks. So now I am, instead of like having to fiddle and try to bring Rubius across here at times to fix things, I just press buttons in front, and I press buttons that are in front of me, and eventually add some like some song stuff to it. At Kidderham Studios, I bought a hoodie. Just like testing the merch before I put the merch store live. I bought a test sample merch of a Kidderham Studios champion hoodie. It feels really good. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Soon I will have this up on the merch store. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and all your plans, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, commit to Him, and He will make straight your path. I know that's Proverbs. Tell me if I get Proverbs. That is Proverbs 7, either Proverbs 17:3 or 16:3. Not 16:3. The Proverbs, because it pops up a lot in Proverbs, and that's like the motto scripture of Rock Entertainment as well. So I believe it's Proverbs 16. That's so. That's what it was. Yeah, excellent closer. Which one? Oh, that's Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3:5. Yeah, Proverbs 3:5. Yeah, it's Proverbs 3. It's either 3:16 or 17. I know it's one of those. Proverbs 3. Oh yeah, a lot of people I can tell you exactly what it does not mean for sure. Is that it doesn't mean you creating your own, concocting your own plan and then throwing it at God and like, all right, God, this is how we're gonna do it. It doesn't mean that. I can testify it does not mean that. I've tried that. You come up with your own plan and you're like, all right, well, come up with my own plan, and therefore I will trust in the Lord with my own plan, and I would lean on my own understanding and give it to God so that He would make my plan straight. That is how most people interpret that scripture. That's how a lot of people interpret that scripture. Because then it's one thing to like, like plan ahead. Like example, I'm writing a comic book series, so of course I have like I have like a full 10 issue plan. So of course I like planning ahead. That is different to you creating a plan, not seeking any godly counsel or guidance, or even praying on it, or even fasting on it, and then you just pitching it to God under the guise of like, well, my plan, my will, God will just sign it because it's a quote unquote good thing you want to do or something, or it's not a bad thing you want to do. and you just run down, do everything, and then it's like, well, God co-signed. And in the end, you start to realize that wait a minute, God was not anywhere in the midst of us. Nowhere in the midst of it. I can tell that is 100% not what it means. I used to think that's what it meant. I definitely used to think that's what it meant. Like, for example, Akio is in, I don't know if Akio is in the chat. Akio is a buddy of mine from when we used to do gaming content. And my goal in life when I was coming out of high school was I wanted me and my boys to make to be like the Christian Faith Squad in that sense. With Squadron Gaming, the Caribbean based Christian Faith Squad. And that was my design. And I used to pray and I used to fast on it a lot. The shield of Squadron Gaming literally represents the shield of faith. And as I would say, Squadron Gaming is a Christian-oriented Trinidad and Tobago-based gaming group, with the aspiring goal of becoming the head Christian and Caribbean esports organization. And I used to put God all like up, down, left, right in this venture. Everywhere. All the songs I use those Christian lo-fi songs in the background of it. There was actually a Christian artist where in one of, I don't know if it's in, I'm pretty sure I have it. There was this gospel rap song, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, it probably is, yeah. Where the guy said, yeah, never played. This song, I think it was Noble. Yeah, Noble, no you more, yeah. And the song had scored the word squadron, and I was like, that is perfect. I scored a line and everything, and I actually got to use this song and everything because it was a really good, and it went with the outro. So for years, 4 years, I was doing with Squadron. Praying on it. God would make sure the parts, he would let it blow up and everything. And then when we had one of our videos, the Coconut Song video, blew up in 2019, I think it was, I was like, yes, God is behind it. God would make it great and everything. But coming into 2020, come to the full realization that everything I was doing with Squadron, though I was professing the name of God and wanting to like evangelize in gaming and everything, that was my own plan. That wasn't God's plan for me. And I was quoting that Proverbs 6:5 and I think the 16:7, which it says he will establish he will establish your plans and all that. But no, it's not a matter of not making your own plans. Like for example, I was telling my counterparts for intercession that how I personally believe, especially as creative people, when God would give us, like we was even telling to a friend, God gives us, especially if like it's an idea that God has laid on your heart, that you know for a fact he has laid on your heart. Sometimes God gives instruction one or like step one of the plan, and then 2, 3, 4 is up to your free will and the cognitive ability he has given you to figure out. And then by step 5, it comes back with more instructions. Think of it, I like to use the stories of how he instructed people in the Bible. He told them what to do and how to do it. Told them what to do and what the objective is. But the in between, a lot of times they had to figure it out. They had to get from point A to point B, and then when they reach point B, then they get the instruction how to go from point B to point C. They could use the story of Moses a lot of times with him and Aaron. God gave them the instructions. God was with them throughout the entire process, but it was up to Aaron and Moses' free will to actually go and do what God had told them to do. With confronting the magicians and actually going and talking to the people and the elders and all that before they left Egypt. And that's the thing as well, is like a lot of people also with that scripture mix up a good thing with a God thing. Just because you're doing something that is deemed good doesn't mean that you're doing something that doesn't mean that you're doing something that God has instructed you to do. People get that mixed up, especially with that scripture. Yes, I'm one that just like to use my anecdotal experience is like I'm that place in my life where I'm like 22. I am 23, so I like could really shepherd that I could just get people off of my short-lived experience. But I use the difference between with Squadron and Xplanations. Squadron, I was slaving with Squadron, trying to make it pop and everything. With Explanations, when I actually like stop and gave like actually laid down my own plans, no longer following my own plans and my own desires of wanting to do Christian esports. I did not want to do game development at the time. I didn't want to do game development. I wanted to play the games. I wanted to play the games and become a YouTuber that way. Chasing Explanations, not chasing Squadron for years. Never popped off. Finally surrender. Finally surrendered. Gave it like all right, go on. I would follow your plan and started doing the explanations videos. By the fourth video, it popped off. I won't say it was bad that I built Squadron, because like where I was in my life at the time, because the Squadron as well was a coping mechanism for me as well. So I won't say it was bad that I built Squadron, but the amount of time and effort, the amount of time and stuff I put into it was, or like the reason that I wanted Squadron to, I should say the reason that I wanted Squadron to take off. It was from a prideful place of like, because I have like, because I would eventually share that, but I was in like in a place where I couldn't like do a lot of things because of local immigration stuff. So the only like outlet or way I saw was like, cause like for me, I saw like it was a situation where I had no control over. The only way I saw that for my life could like take off was probably YouTube, becoming a big gaming YouTuber. And I mean, it was 2018 when I started. That was when Fortnite now came out and people was just making bank off of funny moments content and just like literally during that time in Fortnite, you could literally just do a video with the skin and get 1 million views. So the reason of chasing fame and chasing, well, the reason I wanted Squadron to take off. That was bad. Yeah, I don't regret it because from Squadron I learned a lot of the. That's how I'm able to edit for explanations. I don't regret it, but it obviously I do believe that it could have been like everything I've done could have been fast tracked if I just submitted. Yeah, mom always told me from the get go for like the entire 4 years. She was like, she used to tell me like from the get go with Scotch because like my mom is like was always 100% supportive of everything I do, but she was just telling me that this is not what you think that God plan for you is all this like playing games and all these demonic games and whatnot, and that's the way God gonna make you right, yeah. That's right in workout. Yeah. 100%. It's like a lot of people, especially whenever we talking about that Proverbs 3:5 scripture, a lot of people I've learned, but I guess classify that was me as well. a lot of people they cite that scripture, but at the same time, they're not allowing to know what God planned for them is. They're rushing into their own thing. Like, and I keep well, obviously I've just got to keep using scripture because that's my personal application for that scripture because I have that scripture written down in my personal journals as well. Is what I was doing with Squadron was I wanted it to be a Christian esports organization. Trademark the shield, which was supposed to represent the shield of faith, and I was doing all of that, and none of that was God's will. And with explanations, started explanations, and he has literally opened up all manners of opportunities and doors that I could even think of when I started Squadron, not even think of happening while doing explanations. Like none of it was my plans, literally. Rock, Real Studios, all of it, none of that was even in my plans. I could even think of that. Like, yeah, even with explanations, but like the motto of explanations is the was out of the desire to like create or help in whatever way I could of creating biblically inspired fiction and biblically inspired content. I didn't expect that it would have just like how did I initially start explanations? I started it. The idea itself, like what made me make the YouTube channel, there's this other YouTube channel that I like called Little Light Studios, but they were very hard and fast with their. There's a particular long live stream with. I can tell you the exact moment. This live stream. I was in the chat when this live stream aired. It's like two Christian groups. One group is all about like everything from her. Like usually they no, that's just a like straw man in the position. But a lot of their videos come across as everything Hollywood ever creates is evil. But Holden's point is just fiction. Two complete like opposite. And they had a debate and I will be 100% honest, I didn't like a lot of the answers from both sides of the debate. Because you have the side where it's like, yeah, there's the elements of Hollywood that are evil, but it was like, in my opinion, some of their points just be really over spiritualized. Like currently they're doing Transformers. Currently they're doing like the biblical parallels in Transformers, or they did one in Destiny. They did like a biblical parallels in Destiny video, and it's so in my because I've been playing Destiny a lot. I've literally sat down and watched a 10 hour long Des- Destiny storyline breakdown over the weeks, and their conclusions to certain things is like you understand how they get there, but it ain't right. Because there's a lot of flip flopping to make things look bad. Where in the same sentence is saying that this character represents Satan, but at the same this character is supposed to represent God, but at the same but in the same sentence, it represents Satan at the same time. And it's a lot of flip flopping where you have to like you have to like actually like watch one of the videos to really understand what I'm talking about. After watching it, I was like, this is missing the point. The darts not they're not firing the darts to hit the bullseye as I would like to see. And that's how I started doing. That's really like after watching that is when I created the explanations, the actual explanation channel. And then I went to started doing seminary because I went prayed about it, prayed on the idea and everything, on like, and then eventually started a seminary just so I can know hermeneutics and those things. Because for me, because then Holden was winning the argument because a lot of the things that they were critiquing, they admitted it and they never watched it. They were just going off of trailers and stuff. They were just going off of trailers, and really and truly, you can't, in my opinion, you can't make definitive statements on something just off of like trailers and those kind of things. It's like it was different with me. I did preview videos, meaning previews where I dug deep into the source material of it, and then I made my then I made my I did like assumption type videos, which is like Christian preview to Miss Marvel and Christian preview to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And the funny thing about it is that majority of the things I talked about from Jesse preview ended up coming through in the movie. Had a really good guy, Spirit Life. He used to do the review. He used to review the movie from a Christian perspective, and I used to do the previews, and we used to like back and forth, send people back and forth between the videos. Because it was a problem rising in modern entertainment that was flipping. It's just people's approach of breaking it down for me was subpar. They would have like the biblical context and kind of like part of the show context, but they would like misrepresent the show like all kinds of like just straw man and arguments. And the leaps and bounds that they used to take to get there was like yeah, like see exactly. Like there was some of the content that was good, and then there was others that was like, what? Like, how do you even reach that assumption? That makes no sense. Even from a biblical perspective. Even from a biblical perspective, that not making any sense. And then because like people was at a dog pile on them, they'll have folks like at least at the time, they were like the Holden Hardman things where he was like everything is fiction and nothing matters. It's all fictitious. And I was like, that is too extreme on the other side of the spectrum. There's like everything is fictitious. There's no problem with Doctor Strange. There's no problem with any of these things because it's all fictional and not real, etc., etc. And I was like, I don't co-sign. I don't agree with that perspective either. Now I never forget there was a clip I saw where I was like tuning someone's to stream, and they were like, "This is why I recommend that Christians read the Satanic Bible so that they will know what evil actually is." And I was like, "No, no, we lost the plot somewhere. No, that is that is not that is not it either." That's why the channel's motto, as from like the get go, was explaining and creating fiction through biblical eyes. Because a lot of people will not breaking it down from biblical eyes. They're breaking it down from a biblical perspective, yes, but not through the lens of scripture. It was through the lens of Hollywood bad, therefore everything Hollywood makes is demonic, and I will find a way to portray that everything Hollywood makes is demonic. Or the other end of the spectrum is that everything that Hollywood creates is fictional. Therefore, even if it has cussing, this, that, gore, violence, everything in between, it doesn't matter if I watch it or not as a Christian because it's fictional and I know the difference between fiction and reality. So a character going on a full 20-minute rant about God and cussing about the Bible and burning Bibles and all filled with all manners of demonic things, it don't matter. It's fiction. It's not real. And for me, both ends of that perspective were utterly wrong. And that's where the inspiration for explanations came out. That's where I initially started explanation. First video was surrounding Eternals, was surrounding the Eternals movie, and then from there just went on to like things like looking at the Doctor Fate in DC Young Justice, which is the biggest video on the channel. Where it's like, yeah, these characters proclaim the name of God, they quote unquote praying, but then they having the whole offering themselves to witchcraft magic and all that. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Yeah. It's like my perspective with it is like it's how I the perspective I treat everything with from the channel. It's like the other things that's why like the video I think the video we did that was breaking down from your question at time. Where was it? I know I've chopped it up and put it as but yeah, this one. The main issue we have with fantasy. The main issue we have with fantasy isn't the fantasy elements itself, you know. It's the elements of it where it's like where it just filled with everything that the Bible considers sin. Or it's like blaspheming God. That's the aspect of fantasy that we have problems with. Stuff like Iron Man and Spider Man and stuff. You don't have to be cynical, like stretching, unless it's like that storyline where Jason Aaron went back and say that Iron Man is the son of the devil. That kind of nonsense. But it was just like Iron Man or just like Transformers, like the current Transformers movies or stuff like that. A lot of it is like a leap and bounds. And then they eventually, in my opinion, when I watch some of the videos, they end up contradicting themselves. Especially the Destiny video. Because I played Destiny. And they were trying to put the whole aspect of it whereas the witness represents was trying to represent gold and everything, but it's like as someone who has played the Destiny story and has watched the 10-hour video of Destiny, I see no comparison between the witness and God. He's a false God. Plain and simple. He more represents what the devil is trying to do than what God is trying to do. And then they're like, even in the videos, they even started thinking that like the people, probably the people, and there was a statement even in that video where there was like the people who created it probably didn't even know they're doing like biblical parallels or whatnot in it, but evident. And I was like, yeah, there's some things. For example, like when we use the point where Christian folks could get a Bible based allegory out of anything. Yeah, but it always comes down. I do believe they have the intention is pure, but the intention is pure, but the methods is off. They have good intentions, but the execution at times is just. Because then for me at times it's like that was like the thing where people try to lie to get someone to go to church, telling them like it's like within that same kind of logic. Whereas like if you tell somebody this promise that yeah they're gonna get this that and the other if they come, but then when they come they didn't get anything that you promised them. But he was like, oh well, they did a good thing of bringing someone to church, but the method of doing it, the method of doing it is not good. It's the same thing. Yeah, the intention is to get people discerning, but the method of doing it at times is straw manning. It's not like actually digging into what they're not actually digging into this stuff. And then someone who knows the Bible and hears some of the points, it's like, how do you even reach there? There's good intentions, but good intention with bad execution is just straight out. I don't know. No, I don't think I could link a Bible story to something where someone lied to get someone to get some. Now I've had someone try to like justify that lying is okay because Rahab did it in the Bible once, and I was like, "Is like that was a whole." Do you want to go down that? Where they were justifying lying because Rahab did it to save the soldiers, so therefore lying is permitted, even though the Bible speaks against the liars. Because then that was like when they actually break that down, it was like a whole context before Rahab even came into knowing the God of Israel and all this stuff. That was a that was a but that's how I see it as you see some of their videos. There are videos where the information is solid and the presentation. I really like their presentation style of it. Do the end justify the means? Yeah. And in my opinion, for like their content, I don't think so. Because what they end up doing is they end up building reproach against themselves. Where even though it might be a video with good, where like yeah, you have good intentions, but you become so reproachable to people who come across your videos. And it's not even like the perspective of where like an atheist would try to like slam dunk them or something like that. Sometimes I read the comment section and it's like this is just sad. At the conclusions people draw from it. Because, like, look, for example, from that perspective where they portray things and entertainment as evil and everything, you then get people who go across to DLM's videos and saying that what he's doing is sinful with wrong. Not saying that it's the same people from Little Light to Christian lifestyle, but it's like that heavy fundamentalist satanic panic that all video games is demonic. So somebody would look at what I am doing and say that what I am doing is demonic. Christians should not be engaging in comic books or entertainment because it is all evil. Because you've been doing these videos where you're just telling people about the evils in entertainment, evil, get rid of your TV, get rid of your TV. And now when God leads Christians into the entertainment space, you have Christians leaving long paragraphs saying that God would never permit a Christian to be doing this because XYZ entertainment evil and demonic. And it's like in your good intentions of bringing discernment, you end up leading people astray. And that's like one of the things I want to make sure with my videos that like I stress many times over is like that ain't my goal. Like because people used to come in like, yeah, this is like a to be dude. Where you get that perspective from? That I'm not co-signing that. I used to like parents, for example, when I used to go to when I was in one of the churches, people used to like come to me with certain video games from the child that the child played. Like so remember a couple of parents had a issue with Minecraft, stuff like Minecraft, or like you had the zombies and the Enderman and the cauldrons and stuff, and they used to tell me with the child to hook on Minecraft. But I remember breaking up with one of the parents. I was like, you. One of the worst things you could do as well I find, because you like towards entertainment, is you take everything away from a child and you don't replace it with anything. Like you take away the PlayStation, the everything, and what you replacing it. You would hope the parent replace it with a would have gone, or like interactive stuff to like get the child, because they want them to pull away from all these things. Yes, and that's good, but in a lot of cases, like I said, for my case, my mom did it at our village. It did more damage than it did more damage. Doing that did more damage than actually doing that did more damage than the actual stuff that we was engaged with. And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you're looking at two ends of the spectrum. But at the same time, it's like you're gonna tell I remember telling the parent that directly. Because you're like, this child that just always hook on these kind of like sim games, these life sim games, these games where you're just creating families and this and they always hook on it. And I'm like, a lot of children, and this is like from observation, but a lot of children when they hook on those kind of things, you could trace it back. I've talked from like my personal experience why I was hooked to certain kind of games where it was like, oh, this child has built up aggression, they play FPS games. When you actually dig into the child's like life, they have a reason for that. Like, oh, they always want to escape from these like fantasy games, escaping fantasy and building and building and building. And I'm like, a lot of children when they get into those things is a gaming is an escape from reality. Why is that their particular method of escape? Because then you take it away, And then when you take away like all the games and whatnot now, you leave in like a 20-hour void on weekends, and you leave in like a 20-hour void on weekends that you have to fill, and a lot of parents don't fill it. It's just like, oh, go read a book, or go do this, or go do that. And then for like one of the cases was like the child got hooked on those games because like it was a form of escapism. Because you still have to jump from one city to the next as soon as they get friends. The parent job well job hopping, so going from one place to the next to one place to the next and over and over and over. I need to review anime one day eventually. I'm a person where I for review, if I have to talk on things in that light, if I have to talk on things in that light, I am one there. I need to be well listened to. Like I would not come unless it's just like an isolated episode where I can get all the context of it from just that one thing. Then yeah, just like for like when I used to do Marvel stuff, I have to watch the things. I have to watch the entire series before I like because then you since a lot of things you should just go for like isolated clip, but then with more context, you just like there's like for example the Nightcrawler on Doctor Fate video. That Nightcrawler clip of Nightcrawler giving Wolverine a Bible is just it has been like I see it every other day, like at least like once a month or like every other month. I would see it, and like people just praising how godly 90s cartoons, how godly 90s cartoons were. Or like that Doctor Fate clip, people praising how like godly he was, but then in the very next episode, he was giving himself up to the demonic entity. Yeah, I mean, you can't you can't control. I will read the comments because I am a well, I edited one of the videos, so and I encourage to like read the comments just to know what people saying and stuff. And there are like comments like that already on all of the videos. It would bring negative back. Not, but the good thing about it is that it's always a minority kind of perspective. Yeah. So put it all the way back to Proverbs 5:3. I hope it helped with the Proverbs 5:3 question. Christian RPG games. Yeah, you can't please everyone. Yeah, another one, but that could be another topic is like on people who I don't know is the best way to say it. But it's like when someone then God gives someone a conviction and they turn it into if anyone does this is a sin kind of. Because that's what I also saw a lot of things is also a video I would like to do. I mean, I think I did a video version of it a couple of times. But it's like you hear the case, you hear the person's case, which is a good like thing to overcome, where they were like really, really addicted to video games, couldn't do anything but play video games, and it was derailing their life. And God had pulled them away from video games and everything, and that was just like their conviction towards it. And because that was their conviction towards it, they generalized it that since it's my conviction, then therefore it has to be everyone's conviction. And then they generalize it and go around saying that, all things is sin. I don't know, I think his idea broke it down pretty well. At least I'm working with him 2 years on what he on what the goal is. It is a pushy gospel. Kind of like counterculture to what is the kind of games I think of. But also not from the perspective of like trying to be anti woke, but to actually like do proper biblically, well, make you biblically inspired games, biblically based and biblically inspired. Yeah, they kill them. You have advice on people pleasing. Simple. Don't try to please everyone. Know your target. Know your target demographic. Know your target demographic, and if it's a case where it's like something God has called you to do what God has called you to do. Full stop. No comma, no next paragraph, no but. Full stop. But you within the YouTube space or like content creation and stuff, know your target demographic. And if it's something that God has called you to do what God has called you to do. Full stop. There's no way around it, in my opinion. That's me personally. There's no way around it. That's how, at least that's how I live it by. It's like I was use like my what do you handle people again? Like, it depends on what kind of angry. And by that I mean like there's some people, for example, that you just not going and be able to so there's like so say for example the anger I would take into consideration is the anger I would take into consideration with channel is let's say I put up a video and it have like really horrible mic audio. Really horrible mic audio. I make like some kind of blunder I make. And if you guys are angry because of the bad quality and I push in this video with bad quality, or for example, say I review a comic and the comic is objectively bad, right? The comic is objectively bad, but I am ranting and raving about it. And you guys are angry about it. That is the anger I would take into consideration. But let me say a random atheist come on the channel and say this content is garbage, Christian, woke, sky daddy, etc. and leave a whole tirade of comments. That is not the angry I am going to take on. You need to know which angry is the ones that you actually pay attention to. And it's not a case of like echo chambering, because of course, another case of echo chambering, but actually knowing when when someone is angry on something that is something to actually be considered or not. And I'm talking like, because obviously I like to use anecdotal stuff. I'm talking about in my case. Because there's cases where you would put out something and people are going to be angry regardless of it, especially if you're doing something for God in this social media age. I'm just thankful that eventually the algorithm started serving my content to you guys. Because for a while, it was going to the wrong inboxes for a long time. It was hitting the wrong algorithms, really and truly. Folks that wouldn't even watch like the first minute of the video. Like, I remember I had a guy who, on my Thor Love and Thunder video, he saw the thumbnail of the video and left an entire paragraph on it. An entire paragraph. It's one of my favorite comment sections. I can actually pull it up. I'll actually pull it up. It's actually another one of my favorite videos as well. The guy was mad. He left a whole. Where it is. He was mad. Depends on your content. For example, it's like saying an apologist or someone that is called to one of those debate channels. Guys like these guys. Ray Comfort. I really like Ray Comfort. This is someone like Ray Comfort. I don't know if you guys know Ray Comfort. Street preacher. One of the, I think he's free. I'm not sure. What is this? Yeah, Living Waters. They have a big channel. Like, yeah, Ray Comfort, right? He goes into the field. He goes into like public and asks people questions. But there's another one who sits down with is this guy? I can't remember his name. Who sits down like a really intellectual guy. Love his content. Can't remember his name. I see him a lot. But he interviews guys like Richard Dawkins, the big atheist of our time. And that's his calling. His content is directed towards doing those kind of like high profile podcasts, bringing those kind of people on. Change everything for me, yeah. Bringing those kind of people on. To say someone like Ray Comfort is only to like his content is catered towards like he should only try to please Christians or whatnot. That isn't what his channel is about. It's about getting the hard questions out of everyday people. At least that's how I would summarize it. But for me, on the other hand, my thing here, my content is geared towards helping Christian creatives find Christian nerds that would like the content. So my role is I focus on the Christian nerds that would like Christian content. Like I don't know Tucker Carlson either, and I don't think he is a professing Christian in that content. I don't know. I can't say on Tucker Carlson. I can't remember the guy. Damn, it's some really. It is. Think of it. What did the guy name? I can't believe I can't remember his name. Not apologetic social. I think you did. David Wood is another one where his stuff is mainly geared towards Christians and Muslims. So asking that question on should he just cater to Christians? Here's the thing is mainly geared towards like breaking down the Bible towards Muslims. Well, like counteracting that whole rift between Islam and Christianity, trying to say that it's the same and those kind of stuff. That is his direction. So to say that like binary on should he mainly focus on Christians or the world or both is like it depends on the person and what they do and what God has called them to in that context. think a lot of the question always comes down to depends on the context. Oh, but what is it? Yeah, this. And never forget this. Yeah, 11. 11 replies. Yeah, 11 replies. Where imagine having so didn't even watch a video, just went off of the like thumbnail and left a message saying, imagine having fate so weak that a cartoon or movie can shake it. If your god is threatened by a fictional character, perhaps that's because he's fictional as well. And it was like, yeah, this guy definitely did not watch the video. He definitely didn't watch the video. And then, because then when he was like really, as you see, blood ratio, 12 likes by Owen left a really, really nice comment as well. But then he came back and he tried to like counter roast him and say that, oh, how would Jesus, like, how can a person know what modern thing Jesus would hate, especially when it comes to things that that wouldn't have occurred to him, like TV and movies? Short answer, they can't. And in the video, in the video itself, at the end, the 430 mark,
sin to indulge in it. Even though the words movie, video game, TV, cinema, etc. cannot be found in any page of the Bible, as stated, the things we watch and lay our eyes and ears on can lead us to sin in all forms. Therefore, it's more a matter of what we watch, and does watching this lead me to sin rather than is the act of just watching something a sin? Question.
so it was like, when people angry like that, I don't take it on unless it turns into a whole like back and forth comment section, back and forth stuff in the comment section where I think I could like lean some more, like lean into the argument. But stuff like that is like people angry like that, he just move on. This is where, like, for example, recently Ernest, the homie Ernest, he has been leaving. Ernest leaves the most amount of comments. He comments on everything, and he was like, he literally said the audio in the video wasn't good. He's like a bit upset that the audio in the video wasn't good. And Ernest is like one of the biggest supporters. If Ernest is angry about something like that, then I would take Ernest's anger into consideration. Because he literally watched like they could comment on every single Instagram short or every single reel that I've uploaded to fund the channel August last year during the first like when the video last year exploded. That's the kind of anger I would take. And that's not like victorial anger. That's just like, hey, the video audio was bad, bro. Like you need to fix that. Just like knowing what to take into consideration and what not to take into consideration. And like another example I could use is the homie, well, the first atheist who broke down who like took one of my videos and did a whole breakdown series on it, and did a whole breakdown series, like 2 videos. So I think the link is there. I think I linked Ben's videos in the chat. Yeah, it's been up to. It's been so long. But all yeah, he did a whole like did a 2 videos, well 3 videos like breaking down my review of Eternals and putting all the biblical stuff in it. I was leaving long comments and stuff, and we had a back and forth, not like a bad one, but like I still dedicated to the whole section responding to his comments. And he was one of the like few ones where it was like I respect his opinion. I don't agree with it 100%, but I respect it. And it was a respectful exchange between an atheist and a Christian, and ever since then he's never commented again. But it was really cool back then. I mean, he was trying to slam dunk me with the comments, with his comments and stuff, and trying to like pigeonhole me with it. But he said that it was like, hey, I am all for this. Let's go. You send your comments, I will respond in mine, and he responded in his video. And it was fun. It was honestly fun. Like at the end, we were like, at the end, he was like, Thank you for your thoughtful analysis, for taking the time to actually sort through the claims from your perspective. I do disagree with you, but it has been fun. Like, we at the end agree to disagree. You had that shock defense. And I mean, his first comments, they were like pure vitriol kind of stuff. If you ever like want to check it out, you could that is our what if Ultron explained from a Christian perspective video. Because this whole thing was like I would never be like, so the problem with Ultron was that he was trying to do Jesus' genocidal job for him. I was like, Jesus genocidal job, this is gonna be interesting to start with. If Ultron's mind and therefore judgment capacity came from the Mind Stone, and the Mind Stone is ultimately a core part of true divinity in the Marvel Universe, then wouldn't a Christian divine command theory dictate that Ultron must be righteous in his cause, and that it would be insubordinate to question him or stand in his way? And I was like, no, I do not view Ultron as God. Nor is Jesus says, nor is the salvation plan of the, nor is like the salvation story of the Bible, Jesus' genocidal job. I didn't even view it like that. So from that perspective, I was like, no, I wholeheartedly disagree. There's also, and then you get like a lot of comments like that. It's just like with my, because like you random, every once in a while we get someone just like click the video and say boring Christian cheesy comics trash. But then right underneath it, I would get like Linus giving his review of the comic of my review. Like a review of my review of the comic. So stuff like that. It's like you can't please everyone. You would never be able to please everyone. But once you know your target demographic and you're doing things according to your demographic, to the target demographic, or is a case where you are doing something that God has called you to do, just do as God has called you to do, full stop. That's my ultimate perspective to it. Well, yeah. Oh yeah, they were. They were. Oh no, they don't have the pop-up song. Hit the wrong button on stream deck. Second chat. Oh, that's a new Penguins. I think that's one day. When that was, because I'm dating myself. I was in like, I know some of you guys are in middle school, but then true to that, it's secondary school. So, well, we merge our middle school and what you guys call middle school and high school into one like grade called, into one thing called secondary school. And I think I was in sixth grade when Penguins was on Madagascar. Penguins on Madagascar. The series that was on Nick. I ran alongside TMNT, and I think it was one of the iterations of Power Rangers. I really like that to get home and watch it on a Saturday. Yeah, find a target audience and go to be good. Especially with how YouTube works. Which it is a pro and a con of YouTube, because YouTube unfortunately is very the algorithm, okay, the algorithm is very I was watching a YouTuber and they said it's very echo chamber, like very echo chambered. Social media algorithms nowadays are very echo chambered, where they serve you what like you so say like you watch two videos. So say like if you watch one explanations video, you will get another explanations video, and then you will continue getting more explanations video over and over and over. Yeah, well, Caleb is a YouTuber as well, so he would find a new niche, and it could be for better or in this case we're talking about it better, of course, like finding a niche and knowing your audience. But sometimes it goes forwards for some people, where it's like they just so fit into like a bubble, where there be a social media bubble or whatnot that they don't see any counter perspectives. Sometimes good counter perspectives, sometimes bad counter perspectives. But I believe that different perspectives is good. It's good to know different perspectives. Not all perspectives are good, but it's good to know the different perspectives. That's why I make sure I put that on camera. Yeah, we had such a good conversation tonight. I barely do any any work, and I'm a bit tired. So I think I might wrap the stream. I had a long work yesterday. Things been coming along pretty nicely. I think next weekend we will definitely be wrapping up this section. We should 100% have the started. Like, let me just test it. Put back on the Yanni Garros. It's okay. Yeah. Hey, I might actually end up chopping it up into one of the Wednesday videos. Just like podcast clip, like live stream clips, because I think it was a good conversation from the what we were talking about. Yeah, because actually this weekend, the podcast for this weekend, the September podcast, we have 3 more podcasts for the year. We already planned it out. This one is kind of like a project update to like my personal project. So intercession, where we got to with intercession with the new with the new I think I was talking to yeah, we were talking about that last week. Christian Opportunity Gamers, or like where it's like the motivation for intercession on what I would like to get out of it, which is to showcase the power of prayer and community. That's the main like message behind it. And just like the last time I talked about it, we didn't even have I didn't even have this image. I think this image was just done. Oh no, dude, you could use my content anytime you feel like. Of course, there's not a problem at all. I do appreciate when you do that. It's like really cool to see the arts when you had like splice some of the content before. Like the Fortnite game. Yeah, you could use like you have my this is my express permission to use my content always. I do know that I can't speak for Yoni Karas's music though. I don't think I was playing Yoni Karas's music. He does copyright. So it would be automatically copyright claimed if you use his music. But he allows me to use his music. So like whenever I got copyright claims in the past, for live streams I just leave it. Just because it's like it's too much songs to really because what he does for me is he goes through on his end and we would finally live stream and like on copyright claim every song that appeared in it. And I did it for 2 live streams. But then after I realized that as every live stream gets claimed, I just leave the live streams. I could tell him what the live streams. But say if it's like a video, one of my videos and stuff, and it gets copyright claimed by his music, I just tell him and he takes it. Yeah. But you have my permission to reuse the any of the conversations we have on stream. That's why I try. I don't know if I had it on because my getting used to the new setup of the boom mic and the the stream deck, and I realized like halfway through I accidentally pushed the keyboard in a way where it hit the button on the stream deck that got rid of the chat. But as I put the that's why I made the entire chat bubble overlay. So that when we have these kind of conversations, I could turn it into content and you guys could turn it into content too. Yeah, so this Saturday, the podcast for this Saturday, gonna script that tomorrow and record that Wednesday, is my hope. To have it up for Friday is just like updating on the project. So like with Ruach, like just talking about stuff like whatever with Ruach and Intercession, and I think I could show some stuff from more updates on the St. Nicholas project with Real Studios. Because the and then for the background for that, well, I do like it, is the artist for who did all the parables of Set Up a Deception. He sent me all his time lapse stuff here. So I'll be using as a background footage. So like for all these images and stuff, I have the time lapse with, so I have the background. And some of my time lapse of things I did. But it's like talking about it won't be as long as last time. Last time was me actually figuring out what my project actually was. I'll be honest. The one I did, was it earlier this year? I think it was earlier this year. Maybe much shorter. Yeah, the one I did, I think in July, was me actually figuring out what my projects actually were. And then I soon did a podcast. Because that's what podcasts are. But now I actually like know what the series and the games and stuff. Now I actually like know what it is. Because now we have all characters, and I made my first payment for the first 9 pages of issue 1 of Intercession. So that is we're no longer in the concept phase, we are fully in production of Intercession. So the first 9 pages, but Kennen of course is the artist for Intercession. He's doing 2 more pinups. One is like a old school. He wanted to do I think I was showing back up. I think I was showing Christian RPG Gamers it last week. I was showing the rest of you guys. Maybe thoughts were in like just the pencils. Oh, and then I also put together Patreon as well, because there were some people that like wanted to support in that way, but I didn't have the facilities of my own, like bank card of my own, to set up a Patreon. I merch, so yeah, that's what. So this is a how do I want to rotate this. So showing we're gonna have some Kiddushim and Xplanations merch. I've had it for a while. No. So the merch that will be going live soon. I'm gonna rotate it. This hoodie, and we priced for like relative prices, of course. This hoodie is very comfortable. With the Kiddushim logo, Kiddushim just means set apart from the Bible, and then parables are the set apart. And there's my stream deck, and this is there's a book I've been reading on how to write comics by Brian Michael Bendis. Brian Michael Bendis is the creator of Miles Morales Spider-Man, and he has written a lot of stuff for Marvel. It's not about like how to write a Marvel comic, but just like how to write a comic and work in was a proper way of doing things. Because I don't know. And that's it. It's like to get it from like just concept to actual pages, or like an actual page, the proper way to script and stuff like that. Because it literally first because like it's not teaching you how to write a comic like me, but how to write the general stuff. So there's that. And I'm sure you guys listen. Yeah. So after like what I was showing you last week, it's an RPG gamer, we went back again. But like so it was between A and B at the time. Yes, it's between A and B. And I told him there's a lot of elements of A that I like and a lot of elements of B that I like. So we start and then it was like give me a different pose for Naki. Well, we're just gonna do a different pose for Naki. So we're doing so we started over the final pick. This is like early sketchbook pick. And then he also wanted to do because I used like an X-Men cover that I like as a reference, but he wanted to also do like a 90s Avengers. I think it's Robert Stein, I believe it was cover style for with the characters. So yeah, there's been a lot of things going on. It's been really fun. Because actually I'm gonna shut down stream and then I was gonna continue editing something. Let's put it together. It was like them too. Good night. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah, what's like what time Scott thinking, what time is it for you? I just don't know what time it is when you tune in, because I think you're in if I'm not mistaken, you're in Scotland, right? Scotland? Jeez. Yeah, I am. Yeah, that was awesome. It has been awesome. It's good that we finished it. Of course, it didn't do much because like the just the topic just to make sure my mind was geared on the topic. They didn't do much they didn't do much much actual progress this weekend. But some weekends that's alright. It was well worth it for the conversation we had. But yeah, guys, that's it for this weekend stream. My brothers do have a blessed week and see you guys again. Well, I already pre-scheduled the stream, so see you guys again next week, Sunday at 8 p.m. EST or whatever time the live stream thing says for you guys. Unless something pops up, well, I would pin the message because I respect you guys' time, and as the 5 of us were in here, it's just had an awesome conversation. So I respect you guys' time. So if in the event that I don't stream, I would pin a message on the top of the stream so you guys know ahead of time once you check the stream. But I should be streaming next week and getting the second elevator part of this up and do. So yeah, you have a great week. seconds. 1, 2, 3, and shoot.